my phone now, so I'm gonna go back to the computer.
All right now. All right. Well, we are
Where'd
live.
you go? Where'd you go, Nick? What's up, everybody?
There we go.
Let me get this up on the screen here.
I was hoping that maybe I could just use the phone for the camera, but it booted me off the computer.
Well, we just saw you. Come on, Robert,
Yeah, that
show
was
your
my
face.
phone.
Come on, bro.
Oh man, I did not set this correctly.
What was that? So
that sound, that little squeaky sound. That was the back
Probably
of my phone.
Was that your chair?
No, that was the back of my phone. Now I can hold this up with my
I
finger.
was gonna say it could have been my chair.
Well, we are live.
Robert, I'm scared to click on the photo you just sent me because it might boot me from here. And you know,
Oh,
every
it's
10
okay.
minutes for me to get back on here.
It's okay.
You want matching baby boxers? Okay.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of them. We should get and I'll send you a link if you want. But we should get each other matching Baby Yoda boxers.
Sounds
I'd wear
good.
those.
Can I only wear
Grogu.
it with my Grogu Christmas sweater? Is that the
Yeah.
only time I can wear it, or all year long?
And then when we're at practice, it's like we're just in our box. So that way everyone can see we're matching.
I guess it's a great way to start. I guess that's a great way to start off the stream. Welcome everybody.
Are you gonna?
Hey,
Come on, where's everybody's faces at? Crap, we haven't seen each other in maybe almost a month now.
Oh man. I guess that's
That's
just
all right. Everyone's shy.
just
That's
a
okay.
duck.
yeah.
There is no
Oh,
face.
do you not see me?
Oh, you're there.
Okay, good. Hi.
No, I see you, but
I'm not dressed for the day.
I'm starting to think I probably should have set this to
That's all right.
set us up to get ready.
the best
30
looking
minutes
guys.
beforehand.
What was that?
Is my I logged into my buddy's Wi-Fi. Is it working okay?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
You guys can all hear me
Oh, nice.
correctly, right?
Oh yeah.
Correct.
Oh, I can hear you.
Cool.
Is that Earthworm
You
Jim?
sound really good.
Because like I said, we are live.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hey.
Hello. The living.
Good
Well,
morning.
welcome everybody to this show, Gab Hominem, where we're usually talking with everybody in creativity or entertainments. And this week, it got something I find really freaking fun. If you've ever been to a ska show, you know the type of energy that they carry in their shows. And this is one band that's local to my area. This is Flip the Switch. Welcome everybody.
Hello.
How's it
Oh,
going?
thank you.
So I'm gonna start with having each of you introduce yourselves. Let's start with the top of our little call list here, which I believe. Let me. On my end, at least, it's showing up as Robert Langer at the top of the list.
Hello.
Oh, dear.
Hi, I'm Robert.
What do you do?
I am the front man / lead vocals
What-
for Flip the Switch.
And let's see.
Sh-
How do we want to make this one fun? What would you say you're best known for in this group?
Within this group, my massive ballet skills.
I agree.
Show us. Show us.
I agree.
My room's dirty. I'd rather not.
And how long have you
I
been with the
spent the
group?
last hour cleaning up my room. Okay, come on.
It's January. So I will have been in the band 4 years this month.
Wow, damn.
Yeah, time flies.
Congratulations.
Has it been 4
2017
years? Are you
anniversary.
serious?
2017, January 2017. I'm pretty sure.
Where was
That's-
I?
You were there.
I was there.
It must have been 4 years. We're all forgetting. Shit.
Yeah, wow.
Fuck,
That's
fuck
it.
this COVID, right?
Oh man.
Fuck.
Holy crap. All right. Next one I got.
Time is just like.
Next up on my list over
Well,
here
well,
is
how about
with what?
how about Robert explain how he met me and
Oh, but we're still going through the
joined band?
introduction.
I think that'd be great. Though, okay, if we want to go to the next person, that's cool. Andrew, it's your show, brother. Whatever you want to do, it's on you.
Oh, we got plenty of time to get to to all that
Okay.
information. So, the next up for introductions would be Nick.
Cool.
I am Nick. I am the duck of the band. I'm the hype man. I get up on the stage, I dance my little booty off, and then I get off and I dance my booty a little off with the people.
And it's a nice booty, too.
I would hope so. I'd hope it's a nice booty. And then if it's not, then I'm not providing the right kind of hype that is provided from Flip the Switch.
How long have you been with the band?
This year will be my first whole year. I just can't remember when it was. Because it was the Ace of Spades show. It was my first official time of hyping you guys.
I think I remember
That was in
show.
August of
That was
last
in
year.
August.
That was
Yeah,
a,
I remember it was a hot day.
that was when you guys
Or-
that was
or
when you guys were
2018.
you guys were
Not
opening
last year.
you guys were opening for some reggae show there at that time, right?
Right.
Yeah, for
Or it was we were with Riot Maker, and then who else was it on that gig?
it was that Bob Marley cover band.
It was that
Yeah,
Bob Marley. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Rob, you
Which
said
was
that
really
was
good, but They
2018?
played like all night. Well, obviously, August everything was closed. So yeah, 2018.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's actually been more than a year then.
No,
Okay.
No, I think it was.
I thought it was last year.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah,
2019.
it was 19. It was right before I moved.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I don't think it's been a year quite yet.
Okay, you're right. It's 2021.
You had to go look it.
Oh man,
I have the poster right here. I'm all ready for that.
pandemic has fucked up so much shit with us.
Right.
Ah, all right.
Hey,
So,
there's no year on that, Rob.
so lastly with Nick, what would you say you're quite well known for, especially with the group?
Within the group, as all of us, I am the duck. And outside of the group, I am the duck.
Yeah, there it is.
Of course,
so, yeah.
I would like. I know he's he was kind of Big Daddy's replacement. I was really trying to get Big Daddy on here. He was shy. Big Daddy was our original hype guy, and he would help, sing on stage too. And I'm still hoping that we could get Nick to do a little bit more. Just help sing along with us, get the crowd going that way as well.
Yeah.
So
I get a little shy sometimes. I don't
yeah,
have the
do some
right
more
kind of
shows
vocal power.
that's all right.
Man, I always put that away. Why do I do that? Next up on the oh, okay, there it is. Next up on my list, at least, I've got Danny.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So you're Danny. Hey, ooh, that was close. So what is your role in the band of Flip the Switch?
The role that I fill is the bass player.
And how long have you been with the band?
I'm one of the oldest guys, but I'm one of the newest guys. I've been there. I want to say it's probably about 6 months now.
You said when you say you're one of the oldest guys, you're like oldest age member, but most recent addition to the band.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, now I got it.
He's 143 years old, the oldest person alive.
Congratulations.
I still got this thing to work though.
Boy, that was a fun process of getting that set up. What would you say you're probably best known for in Flip the Switch?
Well, like I said, I'm the newest addition to the band, so I haven't even played a show with them yet. I've just been doing practicing, so I think that will blossom more with time. What my role is besides just being a noob.
Well, until I get to see that show, I'm sticking with the NEW spelling of noob.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what? Yeah. Yeah, next up we got Robert, how does that last name spelled? Apple or Appel?
I was always told it's Apple. You know, I would say eight times out of 10, people when they read it, they say that every now and then. Hey, I will change it to the proper spelling. I don't have to deal with the story anymore. Just have to wait for some people to pass on in the family. Obviously, I don't want that happening anytime soon, but I don't want to piss anybody off, of course. So,
Fair enough.
Oh, I thought it was
yeah.
always pronounced appeal.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Like I'm gonna go appeal grapers.
All right, so what is your role with the band? There it is.
Well, I started the band. It's been 18 years now, which is crazy. Been managing the band and play guitar. I originally was the singer, wrote the lyrics and everything. That's just kind of how it is. And now I just mostly do backup vocals and guitar, still helping, obviously managing the band. But yeah, that's my biggest role and trying to keep these guys happy.
And you said you were there at the start of the band with 18 years now?
Yes, 2002.
Damn. That's a while. But
Yes. That's
yeah.
why I was hoping we get some old members on here and maybe they could have some stories I don't remember. But yeah, we've done a lot and have accomplished a lot of my personal goals. And don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And we just want to keep making people happy. That's what we're doing this for.
All good. I actually enjoy that. What would we say is the thing you're best known for in the group?
What I am known for?
Yeah.
He is the group.
I would just say the glue. You know, I don't know.
Comic book man.
I would hope I'm not the group. Obviously, I can't do it all myself, and I have nowhere near the talent as these guys do. So,
Well, within the group, Rob is best known for his deep knowledge, love, passion for Ghostbusters. That's what he's best known for.
Oh man.
maybe if you're lucky, you can see all my Ghostbuster stuff. You know, but, yeah, huge Ghostbusters fan. And I want this fucking pandemic to end, or at least open up the fucking theaters. I really want to see Ghostbusters 3. That's one reason I think I'm still alive today is I need to see that movie. I've been waiting many, many years. I think Ghostbusters 2 was 1999, so or
Ghostbusters
89,
3 already happened, though.
No,
You can watch that on demand right now.
Are you talking about the reboot? That didn't exist. That's kind of like the Star Wars holiday special. It's taboo.
Find those copies, destroy them.
So yes.
All right.
And again, that was a reboot, not a third movie. So.
Lastly, we got what was this? Josh from.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah. Let's start with you introducing yourself and your role.
In a world far, far away, this man named Joshua Cambridge was born. I am the trombone player. I've been playing.
The saga begins.
Yeah, and it begins. I started with Flip the Switch probably 2015-ish. What do you say, Robert? 14? 2015, 14? Anyways,
possibly, yeah. Because I think you can, because you came back with the show with Mark and stuff.
Right. So, I would say
it's been a while.
I'll tell you a little story. So the first time I ever saw Flip the Switch was back in 2005. Over when Club Retro was going on. I don't know if you guys remember Club Retro. But Flip the Switch used to do shows there a bunch of time, and I was in a ska band called Lobster Rockets. And I was a little kid, about that tall. I'm sitting down, so that's pretty short. But we, I instantly fell in love. And I saw the old trombone player, Danny, back in the day. And I was like, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to play on stage, and I want to make people happy. And, I want people to wake up the next day after their hangovers and all that fun stuff and be like, oh, that band transformed my life and transformed what I think live music should be. And, ska is probably one of the most energetic type of musics out there. But it's also something that just keeps on going and going and going. And then the whole entire, I would say the ska pandemic hit back in around that time when they said ska was dead. Because it kind of did fall off a little bit, and other things started happening and whatnot. But, Rob hit me up about 2014. I went into the military. I was in the Marine Corps band for a little bit, and got to travel the United States and do a lot of fun stuff playing trombone. And then Rob hit me up and said, hey, man, you want to join? And, obviously I said no. I'm just kidding. But, we joined up and we joined forces, and, some things led to another. And, here we are today, and we're skanking, baby. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I like to do is be the entertainer of what trombone performance should be in a live action setting.
Is that what you said you're known for in the band, or is there like some other interesting little quirk that you got?
I mean, that's what I'm known for in the band, is just being the funny guy with the red hair and playing trombone. So,
being the biggest boner.
There you go.
And then there's also Anthony, who may or may not make it. Just kind of depends on his situation. But we'll get to him if he does. But otherwise, thank you guys for taking the time to join me on this.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And I'm gonna start with asking you guys about basically, where the band Flip the Switch got its start, and basically how. I'm gonna start with that.
Rob,
it was kind of a similar story to what Josh said. I had to hold back tears. Thank you, Josh, for the words you said.
I thought you were mad at me. You got like
that was basically I saw. No, I went with my brother. I think it was '98 to the Crest Theater and saw Real Big Fish. The Aquabats were, and I was lucky to see Travis Barker when he was still the Baron was in the band, and like what Josh said, it blew me away. It literally changed my life. I just said, that's what I want to do someday. I knew who Real Big Fish was. I was in the ska. I never thought that's just what I wanted to do. I went to the show. I saw people look like they were kind of running in place and dancing. And, I just kind of joined in the crowd. Nobody looked at me weird. I just fit in, it was just a welcoming thing. And after the show, I got to meet Real Big Fish, and it just, like I said, it was just a crazy experience that I just said to myself, I want to do that myself someday. And like I said, trying to inspire other people like what they did to me is why I still want to keep doing this. Like I said, not only for the positivity and just the upbeat and make you want to dance and that fun stuff, but it's just like I said, it touches people in different ways, and that's why I'm doing it. And it started with me just slowly. I was learning guitar, I think when I was 14, right when I got in 7th grade. I took a guitar class, and then after that, I was just trying to learn how to play. And like I said, 2002, I started the band. I had a couple songs written, and I was going to community college, and one of my buddies who I think it was that summer, he's just like, hey, let's start a band. So we started just practicing with the songs I did. And then at that time, I was friends with what Josh said, with Daniel, which I nicknamed him Will, short for Willy Wonka, because when I first met him at his house, he had so much candy and goodies. And I said, yeah, I was like, this dude's super cool. And we need to be good friends. So he played trombone, and we played at a coffee shop, the three of us. And I remember we were going to the coffee shop. I don't remember if anyone watched. All I remember from that show is we were leaving my dad's garage where I lived. And when we were leaving, Daniel, or Will, I still call him Will, sorry. Will saw the light up duck in the garage, or the goose, people want to say. And he's all, we got it after that. So, and that show I remember was Will wore one of those Rasta hats with the fake dreads. So that's all I remember from that show. So you could think fucking 3 people playing on this patio at this coffee shop that doesn't exist anymore here in Elk Grove. And after that, the drummer reached out to one of his friends who played bass. His name was Ben. And we had a bassist, and then we got Ben's friend who played trumpet. His name was Adam. And that's how the band started. And we did a house party, and it went great. I mean, it probably sounded like shit, but it went great. We soon went into the studio. I think that was at the end of 2002. I think it was right around the holidays or whatever. And we recorded a demo. And then shortly after the demo, the drummer left, and the bassist. I guess they were starting their own side project band. So it all just came from there. My brother filled in. I was trying to get my brother on here because I totally forgot that he's been basically since the band started. My brother fills in whenever we go through drummers. That's, like I said, the band's been around for 18 years on and off because, you know, people come and go, and to play ska, you need to have horns. You need to do it right. We're not here to half-ass or waste anybody's time. So anyways, and like I said, I want to keep this going. I had my brother fill in. Eventually, then we found through Will at his school, his high school, he started adding some of his horn player friends and jazz band. That's how we had Matt and Big Red, and we had Andy, and then he also got us to join, the drummer. His name was Mike, and that was the replacement. No. That was Mark was the second drummer. Sorry, and then when Mark left, we had Mike from his high school. But again, that's kind of how it is. It started with 3 people playing at a coffee shop, and then this going from there, and then playing at the teen center, begging the teen center to give us a chance, and then we started having, advertising at the schools and having kids come out to the teen centers. We slowly blew up in Elk Grove, and then thank God for Club Retro, where Josh discovered us, and we started playing there, and had a good relationship with Club Retro. And like I said, we played there a lot, and there's some great shows. I think one of the shows there, I think, is on or at least one song, I think, a Punk Rock Girl. If you look that up on YouTube, and you can see the crowd and the good old days, like Josh was talking about at Club Retro, when everyone was going to
I think
shows
that was
Friday and
Halloween
Saturday
show.
night. I mean,
right?
I don't know. There was a lot of them.
There's a lot of good
Retro.
stuff on there. Yeah.
But you can just see that's just how the band has grown since then. And like you said, adding Danny, he's the recent one. And before that was James. James didn't make it on here. I thought he was going to make it on here. No, he's not here. But he also joined over a year ago. He replaced Ed. And like I said, stuff happens, and Josh moved away for a little bit and came back. So, it's a blessing to me. I don't know if it's a blessing for him to have him.
Everything's a blessing, baby. As long as you got Scott to listen to.
But amen to that. But that's basically it. And just again, very honored to be here, and we're hoping to finally finish this album and get it out this year. So that's definitely one of our main goals. That, and hopefully tour will be super sweet. But that's basically sums up the band. But those first two shows, the coffee shop and I have to say, and that house party, we were called Not Another Face in the Crowd. That's the name I came up with. It was so hard. I remember we were trying to come up with fucking band names. We did like band generator names. I remember fucking Scary Larry was one of them. Like, what the hell? Just some random shit. I mean, it would work for ska, but as just, but at that time in 2002, there wasn't any other ska bands. That was another reason why I wanted to play and was so hungry to like, dude, this is amazing music, best music. We need to get this out there. I want to take no for an answer. So we were called Not Another Face in the Crowd. And I think I discovered there was another band called that, like a punk band. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll change the name. And then and the other reason was that band name is just too long. It's just too long. So I remember we were back at my house and we were all just trying to come up with band names, looking online, blah, blah, blah. And I remember the original drummer, Justin, was just looking at the newspaper, like looking for flashy words or something. I wish I would have kept that fucking newspaper. Wish I would have kept it. It would have been pretty cool. Because shit like that's sentimental. But he just said, what about Flip the Switch? And we're just like, I guess so. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's kind of a ska name. And that's how we got the name, and went from there. So,
I mean, ska and punk bands tend to have some pretty wild names on them anyway.
Yeah, but again, one of their brothers pretty much in the band, and at the time when we looked it up, that was another thing we checked. Is like, well, like Not Another Face in the Crowd. Is there another Flip the Switch? And there was just a Rolling Stones cover band. So I said, fuck that. We play covers. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. So thank God they never came after us, because I was like, there's no way they could sue us or come after us because they play covers. So again, not cool. We're a bunch of fucking Flip the Switch. Like, there's a metal band. And whenever they tag us, this was like 2 years ago, I had to keep sending emails. Like, please just change the name. Whenever people would tag them or they would tag their own band, it fucking tagged us. I was like, unbelievable, dude. Like, I don't know. I think they're like in Michigan or something. I don't know. I'm hopefully they're not around. If not, or if they are, hopefully they change the name. But I don't give a shit. Again, 18 years. We have stuff documented online. So people want to fight about it, then let's go.
Oh, damn.
You want to fight about it?
He's ready.
Right? But no. But what's the next question?
Oh, all right. Sorry. Sometimes I've had issues with delays before in responses, so I just wanted to be sure everything was all good. So with 18 years of starting from small shows like that, and going through whatever number of people, because I think I've lost track at some point. You guys, what would you say?
I was thinking that the other day. I should make a tree or something. Yeah. How many people?
What would you say is probably the biggest challenge to keeping a band going?
Well, obviously the members, and especially for ska. What's he pointing at? Are you pointing at yourself? the biggest challenge is just trying to get everyone on the same page, and that's just, just trying to get people's time. This stuff happens. Just like right now, we were scheduled to do a band photo for the Ska Box calendar that we just posted, like the Wannabe Brady Bunch. Stuff happens and people have to adapt with schedules. And again, it's probably just trying to get everyone together is the hardest thing. And again, doing it right. We're not going to have practice without horns. I'm not going to do a band. I know people said, oh, when I didn't have any horns, no, use keyboards, or my brother all the time, fucking kazoos, whatever. But, again, this band means a lot to me, as you know, and I want people to respect it and take it serious. I'm not here to waste anybody's time. I just, I want to do it right. So,
right.
Probably just getting everybody, together is probably the biggest challenge, but, it's all right. We make it happen, and it kind of works in our favor right now with the pandemic. We're still doing what we can, but if we don't get together, we don't get together. God willing, hopefully there's next week, or next time. So
Right.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, at least when you guys do finally get to play shows, you want to come out horns blazing.
And that's the other thing why, yeah, we want to be ready, because we have a feeling when shows open, everyone, their brother, all the bands are probably gonna be fighting for that one spot. Kind of like right now, unfortunately, people get laid off. People are fighting for that one job, and that's gonna suck, So, but either way, we want to be prepared and be ready for that. So, again, which is cool. It's kind of working in our favor right now. Just the setback of losing some members. Now the new members trying to learn not only some of our older songs, but trying to incorporate the new album songs so we could record this new album.
Right.
Right. Now, you guys have played. I've seen you guys play at some of the local shows. My first time seeing you guys was my brother basically dragged me out to the parking lot next to the the Colonial.
Oh yeah, when it was when it was hot as balls.
Was that Robert's first show?
I think so.
Yeah, that was my first time.
Yeah, I remember having to meet my brother all the way over there. I show up blasting Streetlight Manifesto because I wanted to get in the ska mood.
Hey, good for you.
But I show up at
Streetlight's not ska.
I show up, load of fun.
I was just gonna say that could be up for debate too, but yeah.
It was a load of fun. It was just kind of tough to do much of a mosh pit type of thing because outdoors in the blazing heat. And I think there was also a fucking street fair mini market outdoor tent vendor thing going on.
Yeah, that was in the middle of the parking lot next to the Cafe Colonial, and it was the middle of the day, and it was a scooter convention for those little moped scooters. And our drummer set up that show because it was
a swap.
Yeah. So people had their stuff around the fence and on the outer edges, and no one was really set up in the middle except for the band. And then everyone just kind of watched from their shaded tents, and no one danced. And I didn't know all the words to all the songs yet, so that was kind of weird.
It was. Well, I that's why I figured it was a good time to try out, and I think it was the perfect opportunity. Again, just I wasn't know what to expect. I made sure Ed, shout out to Ed, to not announce our name. We were like the hidden band or whatever until the night before. So just in case Robert did suck, I wanted to, I just just trying to make sure everything worked out. But I knew Robert would work out great. Again, awesome story how I met Robert, and again, hopefully he could mention that. But after that show, yes, it was hot as shit. But
he vaguely alluded to that.
Was very impressed with Robert. I was very, very impressed with Robert. He was everything I expected, and I'm just honored and very blessed he's still part of the band today. I mean,
aw, thanks, guys.
I'm lost for words. So again, but I appreciate all you guys, of course, but you gotta have the perfect front man. You have to have a perfect front man, and
that's true.
And that's not me. That's someone else in a different band. But As long as I'm acceptable, that's
like I
okay.
said, a blessing. Do you want to go from here and tell how I met you then, or
You know, Rob is like making this out to be
to...
like the greatest story of how we met ever, and it's really not.
It better be monumental.
It is to me. It is to me.
Let me get the
It
candle
is to me.
and the wine poured out.
Okay. So literally, I was working at a Vans Footwear in a mall, and I was selling shoes. And and at the time, for that shift on that day, I was the greeter. So I was at the front of the store, and I was telling people, "Oh, hey, welcome in. See you later." Stuff like that. Folding up clothes, and I was in the middle of folding clothes, and Rob and his wife and his kids came in. And I was just like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" Just like any other normal customer. And then Rob looked at me. He looked at me like kind of weird, like, "Oh man, this guy's like Piper. Is this guy on coke or something?" Like he gave me like a really weird look. And then he was wearing shorts, and I saw on his legs he had some tattoos. And I noticed those tattoos were all ska bands. And I was like, the first one that I saw was the Forces of Evil logo, which is Real Big Fish's side project. And I was like, whoa. I was like, nice tattoo. Is that for Forces of Evil? And he's like, wait, whoa, you know who the Forces of Evil are? Like he was like really taken back by that. Then I noticed, oh, nice, Mustard Plug, Less Than Jake, Real Big Fish. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome, dude. I really like that. That's so cool. And he's like, oh, well, have you heard of my band, Flip the Switch? And I had, in fact, heard the name, but I never listened to them. So Rob said, oh, check them out. I really like your personality just from this right off the bat, like meeting and the fact that, you know, ska bands is cool. Why don't you just add us on Facebook, and then I'll add you on Facebook, and then I'll send you a message if you want to be part of the band. We're looking for a lead singer. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that'd be super fun. So I did all that, and then Rob sent me all the songs, and he's like, cool, learn all of them. And so I learned all of them. And yeah, and it was from there. And then I had that first show at the Colony. And then, yeah, my first official show, like official show, was at Gilman, which was super fun. That was cool. And then, yeah, I mean, it was just all downhill from there, or all uphill from there.
Well, like I said, I was shocked that, again, Force of Evil. Who the fuck knows about that? Except for the fucking cool, of course. So, and of course, when you see my tattoos, I remember him like a rock and roll jump. He was singing. I don't know what song he was, Mustard Plug or what. Like, I'm sure you probably do.
It was probably whatever song was playing over the speakers at Van, because they also play a lot of like Warped Tour, like punk and ska music at the Van store.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, this is his personality, and this how he was. I was like, this guy should be a front man, you know. And so, again, just I think it was meant to be. And again, I think some awesome.
I think it's working out quite well, because I've seen a few of I've seen a few more shows well after that. Because I think I missed the Gilman. If I recall, that was like somewhere up in the hills or like some outdoor venue. But the next time I saw you guys, I believe, was at the Colony, the not the cafe, but the place next to it that apparently was shut down but reopened again under new management or some crap.
Yeah, both of them did.
Oh, jeez. But that was the first time I saw him, where he was Robert, you just fucking took off with that show. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, because
you check his pupils. Was he on coke again? Just kidding. He doesn't do coke.
Part of why that show stands out to me so much is he's up on the stage singing, and then it gets to one of the breaks in the song, and he just hops right off of the stage and starts skanking with us in the mosh pit. All of like 10 people in that tiny little venue. And that's the size of the mosh pit that was 10 people in the mosh pit. There was more people at the show, I know that.
Again, we're there to put on a show, and like I said, that I just, when I first met Robert, I knew it. I saw that in him. I knew that would be how he is, just a frontman. And I'm glad that you enjoyed that, because like I said, that's what I want. That's what our goal has always been. We there shouldn't be any reason not to like us after the show. If you don't like us, then that's cool. But at least I hope you would say you had a little bit of fun.
There was a point where I was back in community college, but a friend of mine basically said, ska is the kind of music you just cannot listen to and still be angry. And sometime later, my brother drags me out to a Streetlight Manifesto show. I think I had just lost a job or some shit. But I go and be a part of that show. And yeah, I go and watch that show, and that was just so much fucking fun. A couple years later, my brother takes me to go see you guys, and I'm just like, I think I get it now. Ska is just way too much fun to not, have that, not vibe with the same kind of energy. So now every time I do go to a ska show, I'm out in the freaking mosh pit, skanking my ass off.
That's awesome. And I'm sure, I'm sure you've looked up other bands and stuff like that, and now you're a fan of ska.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, in high school, I was always bullied and picked on. Who would ever guessed, right? Big boy. And I contemplate suicide a lot. Thank God for my religion, but I mean, there's some close calls. There's some close ones, but I besides God, I give it a lot to ska. Like you said. Music should put you in a mood, and that's just what got me through my hard times. And that's probably why I have tattoos and stuff. I just and want to keep doing this. Like I said, if I could touch other people to be as passionate for the music as I am, that's awesome. So, and that's awesome to hear that you use it as a positive thing in your life. So that's awesome. Thank you.
I always got to have a lot of fun with it, and ska is just one more way to find a way, just enjoy yourself for a night, whether you're drunk off your ass or completely sober. It's still fun, and it's part of why
you can't hold still.
Amen.
You can't hold still listening to ska.
No.
It forces you to move.
I've tried. It doesn't work. Now, you guys have done plenty of shows around Sacramento. Have you guys done more shows out of town?
We've played a good amount in the Bay Area.
Really?
Like Berkeley, not explicitly San Francisco, but like surrounding San Francisco area. And then Sacramento. I personally haven't played anywhere else except for those areas.
Yeah, before Robert joined, we mostly played way back in the day, our hype when we were played on quad and stuff. When Josh, I think, first saw us in 2005, we played a lot in San Jose and the Bay Area a lot back then. It's just I don't know. I'm not sure why we haven't really gone back. Maybe just the scheduling of everybody, especially at one point we just had almost 9 members, I think. So our size is always changing in the band. So that's always a hard thing, is we keep talking about how are we going to do a tour, especially how many people we have. So, sometimes, you have to consider that where we're going to play is how we all going to get there, which kind of sucks. But, it's still a goal for us to play more outwards. But we kind of feel like we just try to get our name back in town first before we start venturing back out. And I think we've slowly been doing that again with these last couple of years with Robert, and these guys, some of the guys, but just again, I think before we can venture outwards, we need to get back our name here in town. Because like I said, sometimes there was a lapse in time of trying to recruit new members and stuff like that. So
right. Because
it
does go into one question I got from one of our listeners. It comes from a guy named Will. He asks, He asked if you guys would if you guys could collaborate with anybody, who would it be?
David McWayne from Big D and the Kids Table. He's a producer, writer, and the frontman for Big D and the Kids Table. I would love to work with him on literally anything.
How about you, Josh?
Josh, your mic's muted.
I'm just standing here looking pretty. Sorry.
Absolutely.
We're not complaining. We're not complaining.
Hi, Candy.
I mean, I love who we have. You know, that's the thing about Flip the Switch is like, you know, ever since I was a kid or, you know, back in high school, the name Flip the Switch was just a big thing because I was in an offside project and I always looked up to Flip the Switch when I was younger. And, you know, being in Lobster Rockets, one of the guys came up to me and said, you know, the name Flip the Switch is perfect because it's like a switch on a light bulb. You know, once you turn it on, the ska is there and it's happening, you know, and that's the way I kind of always think about how, like, since then I've always thought about it that way. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, obviously we can get whoever to be, you know, a part of the band, help us out and collaborate and whatever, but the people who make the magic happen, that's what it's all about, really puts it out and makes us who we are. I mean, I just don't know enough, you know, big boys out there to really put a thumb on it at all. But, you know, Rob has always done such a great job making, you know, who we are and what we are a reality. I mean, that's my 2 cents. I don't know.
So you're fine working with whoever as long as you're working with your band here. Sounds like.
I want to work with good people who believe in something that is going to make this not good for us because we're doing this for each other, but we're also doing it for the actual act of what ska is. Ska has not been, you know, it's not the biggest thing that's out there right now. I mean, well, you know, there's so many other types of music and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's about seeing something and it's going to change your life because you never even heard of it, and that's what it's all about. But I mean, like collaborating with, you know, different bands, like, you know, like, you know, Flip the something that could be known to everybody, and I don't know, that's what I think about it. You know, it's about everybody who puts their, you know, put their 2 cents into it, and they put everything that they got into it. Especially like, you know, Robert, he's always been, you know, more than happy with what we got going on, but we always make sure that we always put 100% in what we have, and it's going to make this group the what we imagine it to be. So I don't know, that's where I'm at.
That's a name that I see popping into our chat here.
Hey.
Yep. Hello?
Is that James?
Yep, yeah.
It is. Oh.
I'm late for the party.
No, you're all good. Well, while we're on that, we'll get back to the main question. But real quick, James, introduce yourself, brother. Who are you, and what's your role in the band?
Well, name is James. I joined the band maybe about a year and a half ago now. I'm the drummer. Been playing the drums here, and believe this actually would be my first band that I would have performed in ever. And the first show I ever played was my first Flip the Switch show.
Yay!
Which show was that specifically?
That the first show was the Christmas show, I believe, at the Powerhouse Pub.
Powerhouse Pub. That's not the one in downtown. That's not the one in downtown where it's got that
Folsom.
Like... Oh, in Folsom.
Downtown
okay.
Folsom. Yeah.
For a second,
It's an old Folsom, a historic Folsom.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm like, is this the same James that my brother introduced me to? The one with the freaking car?
Yep, yes, it is.
It is. Holy crap!
Yes.
Yes, I'm the car building maniac that spends too much money and breaks too many things.
I just wanted to be sure because James is a somewhat common name, so didn't want to.
Oh
assume.
yeah, of course.
And
that show at the press club in Folsom, that show was amazing. It was super fun. The whole lineup was awesome. The vibe from the room was great. But yeah, it was really, really good show. Really awesome.
Josh, you're on mute, bro.
I get that does answer that. That does also what's the word? He inadvertently answered the third question he got for his
introduction. We do a Brady
introduction.
Bunch thing on here.
But yeah, he did inadvertently answer
Josh,
the
you're on
next
mute, bro.
question I had for him. Was what are you known for? Well, you just did it.
Okay. Yeah. It pretty much probably be known for reckless driving and whatnot, stuff like that.
as my brother has told me.
Let's hear from Nick. Nick, who would you like to team up with or whatever? His question.
Well, I mean, I'm just the hype man, so I don't play any instruments. I don't contribute musically, so I feel like I don't necessarily have an opinion for that. You know, like ultimately, I'll just be dancing around whoever who's playing.
I'm going to answer his. He would probably want us to work with the Bosstones, and he could hang out and dance with Ben, their dancer. I think that.
Yeah, pretty much just anyone. Like it's all about just kind of the energy and the vibe. Like it's kind of like what we've been saying this whole time. Ska is it's an energy, you know. It's fun to be around, fun to listen to, and you can't be mad. And so being like a member of the band who literally my whole job is just moving and getting energy out. It's just a lot of fun. So I couldn't care less who we would like partner with if we had any opportunities, because it's just about the energy. It's just about the fun of it, you know?
All right. Anyone else?
Great answer. What about Danny?
Yeah, where are the other people's pictures? They don't have video.
Not everyone's on video. They're
they're being shy.
Yeah.
They didn't get their. They
I got no
didn't
camera.
do makeup.
Who doesn't have a camera?
They woke up late and cover it.
My standing will come off of what Josh says. Just collaborating with one another is always good.
Yeah.
As far as who to play with and or to collaborate with in a higher sense, it would be a lot of bands that may not be so much around anymore. Rancid, you know, or any little spin-offs with any of Tim's bands. My wife and I were just talking about a lot of the new ska bands that are coming out and how ska is kind of underground again.
Yeah.
It's cool. So I think trying to get in with that mix with the newer generation of ska would be a good way to collaborate.
I can see that. Yeah. All right. So we got Josh. We got Robert.
James didn't get a chance to answer that particular question.
Yeah. If you had anybody you wanted to collaborate with, who would it be?
I mean, does it have to be like big and famous wise, or is it more just anybody?
It doesn't
even
have
local
to be.
stuff?
It could be anybody you want to work with.
Well, 'cause, I mean, obviously,
Fucking SpongeBob or something.
well, no, I mean, like, obviously,
Yeah, let me
it'd
change
be,
my
obviously
answer
be
in that
amazing to play with, you know, someone like the Mighty Boss Tones or Real Big Fish or something like that. But honestly, I think it'd be cool to play with Captain Cutie Pie, even though they're not really a ska band. Punk ska, have a little mix up, a little collage there.
Shout out to them too.
Yeah. I remember seeing them
Cool,
with...
okay.
No, you guys weren't playing it at that show. It was just me, my brother, and Robert all went. I don't remember... No, James was there too.
Yeah, I went to that show.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
'cause I
recall
mean,
if
like-
anybody else was there or not.
because they're fun guys to hang out with, and I like the fun music and everything too.
Yeah, because that one was at the Blue Lamp. Was it called?
I think that one was at the Blue Lamp. Robert would know better than me.
Oh, I don't know. I've seen Captain Cutie Pie's time. I love them.
It was the time we saw them with Lamota, I believe.
Yeah.
No, was it? No, they didn't play with Lamota, did they? Lamota was when they played with when Radke played and everything like that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm confused.
Could I change my answer really quick?
Sure.
I think it would be. I mean, I'm gonna refrain to. I mean, my answer was great. Sure. You know, I love hanging out with the guys that I perform with. I mean, that's what makes a band a band. Mm-hmm. But if you could squeeze a little, like the San Francisco Philharmonic inside there with the ska band, I don't know, that would be 100% different and something that has never been done before. You know, you get a big Philharmonic orchestra that comes up and backs up a ska band. That's my answer right there.
Isn't the Tokyo Ska Pride? Isn't that kind of like that? They have an orchestra, I think.
Yeah, Tokyo Ska Orchestra, I think they're called.
Oh, right.
Right.
And something on those lines, like, I would just be astounded with, you know. So, but continue. Sorry, I'm going back on.
Kind of like when Metallica did it, right?
Right. Absolutely. I think that would be something that would be really cool.
The ultimate horn section.
And you know, I always say, yes, I always tell them, you know, more horns the merrier. The
check in the garage,
in my opinion. But again, when it comes to practicing and playing a show and answer that was
one day we'll do this.
Yes, I would love to have more horns. Yes.
Yeah, one day, absolutely.
But
for now, you got me.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we do miss the more horns, that's for sure.
Yeah,
can never go wrong with too many horns.
We're horny, baby.
For me to answer the question of collaborating, you know, shout out to Josh. He was our second bass player. He still helps write most of our music, and you know, that's what makes Flip the Switch is just, it was me and him writing the music, and you know, people like that. And yeah, it'd be great to maybe have someone maybe produce, maybe John Feldman from Goldfinger. I know he's doing a lot of producing these days.
Nice.
Of course, Aaron Barrett from Real Big Fish would be super cool. I know he sometimes does that for bands, but there's nothing I would change in our process here, and or any of the members, anything. I'm very, very happy with what we have right now. Very happy.
So with that, unless anybody else has an answer they want to pitch into that particular question, I do want to go into one question that I usually have for my guests is, in what ways would you guys say that your time in playing in a ska band, in what ways would you guys say that it's changed you, if it has at all?
I'll go first.
All right.
I would say, you know, like, since, like I said, the seeing Flip the Switch playing that Club Retro back when I was, you know, a little kid at 14, 15 years old, trying to start a band that's similar to it with the ska aura and all that fun stuff. I would say it just changes someone. It changes their life, their perspective on everything. I mean, I wanted to fly planes for a living, and when I saw Flip the Switch and, you know, bands that were like that, you know, seeing Real Big Fish and Streetlight, and, you know, just like going up and being like, oh, that's an actual job. You can actually do that. I mean, now I'm a struggling musician trying to make money, you know. So, but I mean, it's something. It's a way of life, and music is something, and it's a job that no one else can do besides a musician. You know, you can't go out there and put midis on horns. It just sounds like crap. You know, and it's about doing what you love, and making your worthwhile of, being a performer. And that's what we live and dream to do. And on my deathbed, I'll be like, I'll have no regrets because I got to play with the famous flip switch, and that's what it's all about, man. Music is everything, and I'm actually a band instrument repair technician. I repair band instruments for middle schoolers, elementary schools, high schools, and my number one thing is how can we make this easier, make this instrument this 100% playable, so this kid doesn't give up on this instrument. Like you get a clarinet that comes in and it's like, oh, like I'm struggling with this and that. I want to make sure that my technique and my performance on repairing that instrument is 100%, so that kid doesn't struggle with that. There's make sure that they're 100% happy with what they have, and so they can be a great musician. Without that, you're set up for failure. If I gave you a trombone with a slide that this doesn't slide, I mean, what's the good in that? So, yeah, but without that, it's gonna be somebody say, like
brown notes.
You gotta make sure that it makes everybody just it has to make sense. It has to make sense, and it has to make you happy. I mean, that's what it's all about. 100% happiness and 100% all around. It has to make you happy. It has to make you happy, and it has to make you with set up for success. So,
right.
Beautiful answer.
Oh, cool.
I liked how you said you don't want to discourage people from learning the instrument, which is awesome. And that's another reason why I still would like to do a tour of like at schools. A lot of people, I'm trying to get my daughter, like, I want you to learn a brass instrument. And they're like, well, where's that going to take me? What's it going to do? Well, there's studio musicians, there's jazz bands, there's obviously ska, there's swing, there's other opportunities out there to play that music. And again, it's just like, yes, it's rare, but you want to be special and be in that niche and that group of who play that instrument. So I still wish we could play at schools
and have fun as well at the same time, to be able to do
yes, well, of course, I hope
fun.
Yeah,
because that's what it's all about, is about having fun, doing what you love, but also at the same time, nothing is going against you. There's no negativity that's going against you. I mean, everything has to work out for a reason. And it's the same spot that makes me come up to the spot when I saw a flip switch on stage when I was 15 years old. That was one of my life goals, was to be like, I can join a ska band that I've always looked up to, and it's something that's going to change my life. And that's what it's all about, changing your life and making a good in this world that makes you happy,
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a culmination of everything we've touched on, the camaraderie between all the people in the band. With being a ska band, there's up to 9 people if you've got like a 3 to 4 piece horn section. So you got to develop a rapport. And when you're writing the music together as collaborative, you got to be able to split those notes up and to make chords appropriately for those musicians that can play them. And then there's the whole energy with ska that we all been talking about, how it's just very uplifting and moving, and all those things as it being a musician come together. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of, logistics, but when it comes together, the reward of actually having a finished product and playing in front of people is overwhelming, and that's what ska brings for me.
It's absolutely
that's one of my favorite parts about it too, is the attitude of it. I love just the attitude of the scene and the music and the people and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my favorite part about ska music.
So we got Josh's answer on the question. What about any of our Roberts or James or?
Can you repeat the question?
How would you say that your career in playing ska music has changed you in any way? If it has.
I've become more of an alcoholic.
Well, I don't. You know, I think
No,
I
I'm
had
just
that
kidding.
before then.
I don't
Do
really know
people
how I've
recognize
changed.
you more?
No.
No, okay. You just gotta keep working harder.
Well,
then.
you can't say that, Robert, because we were at Warped Tour, and I've seen 3 random people walk up to Robert and recognize him from the band and completely.
Oh
different
yeah, I
cities
forgot
from
about that.
Really?
Yeah,
So don't
Warped
give me
Tour
that,
in
Robert.
Mountain
Don't
View.
even give me that one.
Yeah, in Warped Tour at Mountain View, people were coming up to me. They're like, "Dude, you're the guy who flipped the switch," and I was like, "Yeah, that is me." That was weird.
That was cool for even me.
Oh, that must have been a fun experience to catch that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then I've met some people that were in Flip the Switch, like past members, and I've become pretty good friends with them too. That's kind of cool, having that, and then hang out with them at shows or just meet people at shows. It's cool to meet people at shows, make friends with people at shows, and then hang out with those people at the shows, and then stay in touch with them. And it's just cool. So I guess that's the way it's changed my life, is I've just met more people, which is cool.
I remember
nothing wrong with that.
I remember my brother was telling me, he mentioned somewhere that the way he had met you was he just noticed the shirt that you were wearing at some show.
Oh, that was in college though.
Oh,
yeah, that was at a college that we were at. But yeah, he met me from. He noticed that I was wearing a Day to Remember shirt, and he's like, "Oh, I like a Day to Remember." I'm like, "Cool, let me show you my Day to Remember collection." And then I showed him all my CDs, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, this guy's kind of weird, but all right." And then we just stayed in touch
like Robert's
since.
every first date. Robert's every first date is let me show you my record collection.
That is a-okay. That's how I get the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and up
Can't
to
say that
this,
anymore, bro.
yeah, up to this point, where now you got married. What was it? Early last year now?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, October 2019.
Oh wow, it's been longer than I thought. Damn.
Yeah.
Time is flying by too fast. I can't stand this.
Too fast. Yes.
So that's
Just wait. The older you get, too, it's fucking scary.
yeah, it's terrifying. So that was Robert Lingle. Anybody else? How playing ska has changed you in any way?
Don't think ska has pretty much changed me in any real way, except for, from now when family and friends ask if I'm still playing music or whatnot, I'm like, yeah, no, and they have to still play guitar. I'm like, no, I'm a drummer in a ska band. And like, well, what's a ska band?
Well, even before that, like you had mentioned to me very early on in our friendship that you'd only been to just a couple shows. And then literally 2019 summer season, you went and saw all the ska bands. You saw Less Jake, and that's where you were in your first skink pit, and you did your first crowd surfing. You saw Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. You saw Aquabats all in the same year.
I
could say that. I guess not playing ska has changed anything, but learning what ska is, period, I guess has changed me a lot, because beforehand, I've never been the one to get in the middle of the scene at a club or anything like that when we're at a show. I was just kind of standing in the back with my arms crossed, hanging out. But then after the first ska show, I got dragged into a skanking pit, and now I go to every mosh pit and crowd surf every chance I get.
Yeah, and your first song that you crowd surfed to was at a Less Than Jake show at Warped Tour.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was dope.
So that's James. We got one of the Roberts. Apple, I don't think you answered on this one.
I kind of said that earlier. Just ska just changed my life. It's just upbeat. Just makes you happy. Like I said, it just got me through high school. If fucking was terrible, it is what it is. And like I said, I got through it, and I made my goal happen as a band. Besides that, like Robert said, just meeting people. Like I said, so I met Josh, and thank God we were able to book Josh's other bands, or book Lobster Rockets and stuff, and keep in touch that way. That's who I knew, like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to reach out to this fool and just like I said, meeting people. I would like to get well known again. I miss going to places and people recognize me and get like free food and shit. That was awesome. Like, I mean, like I said, we were played on quad. We were like almost like regular rotation. We were played a lot. I mean, people knew who we were, and it was just super cool. And what's that?
I said this bastard does ska music for the free tacos.
What's that, Jay?
Hey, man, tacos, they come a long way, man.
Oh yeah, if it wasn't for Flip the Switch, I wouldn't have known where Cafe Colonial was or is, and then I wouldn't have known about their awesome Taco Tuesday nights where you can get tacos for $1 and they make you like wine margaritas, and I got wasted one Tuesday night from those.
Wine margarita. What are you talking about?
Yeah, at Cafe Colonial, they don't have like a hard liquor license. They can only do wines and beers. So they'll make margaritas, but with wine instead of whatever else it's normally used with. But
That
man,
sounds delicious.
it is delicious. It's so good. It's only like $2 for the margaritas, and then it's like $1 for tacos. So I'll get like 12 tacos and like 6 drinks.
Damn.
You can eat a lot of tacos.
Dude, tacos are great.
I'll have to jump on that when things are opening up again.
Yeah, the 12 tacos, baby.
Damn.
Hopefully.
Oh, good.
Man. Okay. I guess we got Josh, Danny, and Nick left.
So for
I
me,
answered.
I'd probably have to say that one thing I learned about myself with ska is the fact that with being part of the band, I've realized that I'm getting old, fat, and I smoke too much. Because every time we have a show, I'm just absolutely beat by the end of it. And so I need to lose a little bit of weight and probably slow down on smoking.
I hear you there, because I mean, I'm a pack-a-day smoker, and I'll tell you what, at the end of our second round at practice, I'm usually pretty damn worn out.
Well, you're a drummer.
So I don't know if ska has changed me in any way, but it's made me learn that I'm just getting old and fat.
Welcome to life,
See, that's why
buddy.
we got to play more shows. We got to play more shows for exercise.
And with
cardio.
COVID especially, I'm just like, I keep thinking about like next time we when a show comes around, I'm excited, but man, I'm also thinking about like going around skanking and trying to hype up the crowd. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just going to be in pain. I'm going to be tired.
Well,
I'm almost
maybe you could have Robert for some Coke and we'll get that all
I'm almost
Once we have a show book, we'll set up a little training camp for you.
Right?
Is this
Like
a tent full of Coke?
30 minutes.
Bunch of nose candy.
I don't think he meant that.
Give me 10 laps of
I think
skanking around the track
exercise.
immediately.
Just get a bunch of just nose candy and then just skank around like a track for a little bit. It's like, all right, our duck's
And that's how
ready.
you get your
Let's
fame
throw
on
them in.
YouTube, right?
Oh my God.
That's the what?
That's how you get your
There you
fame on
go.
YouTube. You just run
There you
around
go.
tent for 12 hours.
In a duck snap.
Have you
With a bunch of
guys
ska playing.
have you guys seen that what was it called? Operation Skanking, I think. It's just some dude, just ape army Mexican blasting, and he's just skanking all over the fucking city.
I love it.
That
We gotta give this.
yeah, that kind of inspired me. Before COVID hit, I
You
was
should post that in the link or something.
I probably will once I can find it, but
Yeah.
there was that kind of inspired me to start like figuring out how to organize like a, you know how you have like a march across the city for like cancer or homeless charities or whatever it is. I was thinking of basically doing like a ska punk rock mosh pit skanking marathon across Sacramento for some charity.
I love it. I love it. We can do this.
Interesting.
We can do this.
Wow.
So like, instead of like a marathon where they run like 3
very
K,
interesting.
it's got to be like a continuous skanking for 3 kilometers.
Basically.
We could do it around a full city block too. So like over like one whole block in Sacramento, just on 4 streets, we just have people continuously skanking.
World's
Wait,
largest mosh pit.
Is it the skank off? Are we doing the skank off here?
I see it more like a Congo line, right? Like the shows they usually do the train or whatever the hell they call it, whatever. I don't know.
I did that at a Less Than Jake show. Roger called me out on my
that's a pretty cool
outfit
idea.
and
I
made
like
me
that
do the
idea.
conga line.
I'm down.
Wow.
Yeah, I was starting to actually like start to figure out who I need to get a hold of
I like
and
that
all
idea.
that.
We may steal that.
Yeah, I was actually starting to ask around like who do I need to talk to about organizing an event like this, and then like a week later, COVID hits, and I'm like, God damn it, I can't do this now.
There's a lot of things that hit that way.
Well, let's brainstorm more on that. I think it'd be cool. Maybe do that like for a show or something. Maybe the show's for charity as well. Yeah, maybe we could, like I said, brainstorm some ideas. That's a cool idea. I like that.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun.
Thinking outside the box.
See what can happen. But yeah, it's that one video. I posted in the link now. It can actually. I'm also gonna throw it into the Discord chat for you guys if you want to check it out for yourselves later. But
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun to be had at these ska shows. Like I said, my first experience with it was my brother dragging me out to San Francisco for Streetlight, and then I started going to some of the more local shows because I'm getting old and I'm just like, I really don't want to go anywhere really far to do something, but I need something to do. And my brother out of nowhere once tells me, hey, Stacked Like Pancakes is playing. And I'm like, I can't make it. I literally don't have enough gas to make it to that, that gas station, which I don't have money for more gas right now until tomorrow. All right, well, gonna have to pass on that. And then the next chance he has is taking me to your guys, playing the most inconvenient show for a ska show.
So there's actually something really cool about that Stacked Like Pancake show that you just mentioned. So Adrian, aka your brother, and myself both went to that show. That show was supposed to be at the Boardwalk in Orangevale. I think that's where it's at. Yeah, it's supposed to be at the Boardwalk, and the Boardwalk canceled on the band.
This.
And Stacked Like Pancakes didn't find out about it until the day of the show that they had their show pulled by the venue because they didn't sell enough tickets. So they were scrambling to find a venue to play at, and I suggested they look into the Colony or Cafe Colonial, and they just happened to be available that night, and they didn't have anybody prepared to go in that night to work at the venue, and so they hired one of their part-time employees to go run the sound while Stacked Like Pancakes went down there. So we get down there when the show was supposed to start and the band wasn't even there, and it was only going to be them. There's no openers or anything. So it was just Stacked Like Pancakes. So we get there when show's supposed to start and the band's not even there because they're just running late or they're doing whatever had to be done. And I'm talking to the sound guy. The sound guy just happened to be Ed, the drummer for Flip the Switch. And he's like, so what kind of band is Stacked Like Pancakes? I said, oh, they're a ska band. And he goes, oh, I'm in a ska band. We're called Flip the Switch. You should check us out. And I said, oh, that's kind of cool. And that's how I first heard the name Flip the Switch. So that was it at the end of November 2016, I think is when that was.
I think so.
Yeah, that would have made sense. So November 2016 and then January 2017 was when Rob met me at the van store. So yeah, that Stacked Like Pancake show is pretty important.
Absolutely.
I'm starting to regret not going
Too
to
bad
that
the
show.
band fell apart, right?
Yeah, that I've heard about that.
Me too, because he said that the band makes fucking pancakes, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
Really
yeah,
idea.
at the end of the show, they brought out a little little skillets or grills or like ones that just plug into an outlet, and they just made pancakes and everyone hung out after the show and we all ate pancakes with the band. It was great.
Oh man.
Right?
That is definitely how you get people to recognize you.
Fucking genius.
Fuck
Genius. I think fuck pancakes in our names are. We should just do that for our shows now. You know? Fuck.
Well,
Yeah, at the end of every single
single
every single Flip the Switch show from now on, we're gonna serve the full audience cooked duck.
yeah, that's right. Cooked duck.
Oh,
French
man.
style. French style.
Serve
Sure.
cooked duck while
I've
somebody's
never
in the back
tried duck
flipping the
before,
switch a bunch
so
of times.
Let's do it.
Oh god.
Duck is.
I was gonna say, just bring a fuckload of pancakes where you just did icing in the shape of a duck's head.
No, that's
No,
not,
you
that's
gotta
not
get
good
the
enough.
real
We gotta
duck.
get the duck.
Shit.
Can
Oh, good.
at some point, since we talked about how Robert joined the band, can we maybe talk about some of the other members and then kind of get maybe their backstory?
Yeah, because I'm semi familiar with James. I haven't known him. I don't know him quite as well. But everybody else is because what is it? Robert Apple is still the one of the original members. My memory is absolutely terrible.
I am the original member. Yes.
Yeah. So you're like the only original member left right now, or
And the duck. Yeah.
in the duck?
Or goose,
But yeah,
whatever you want to say.
how did
He thinks he's a
everybody
duck,
else
so.
end up coming into the band?
Well,
Well, we told Robert's story.
Hmm.
And we said Josh's story. James obviously worked with Robert, so that's how we got James involved. And I think it's kind of bittersweet. Is that the right term? Because James's dad, I guess, was a popular known drummer. I think a jazz drummer, and that's how James picked up, I think, guitar and drums. So. You want to talk a little bit about that, James?
yeah. No. So, well, no, yeah. So my dad was
still there?
yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
We just don't see your face, so.
Oh, yeah, because I mean, they all froze for me for a second.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, no. So my dad was in a few different bands. He played like some blues music, some jazz music, and then like a lot of classic rock and stuff like that. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All the screen went away. That's why that was happening.
Oh,
But yeah, so he just played a bunch of music, and then as I was growing up, I always wanted to play a guitar, but my dad wouldn't let me learn how to play guitar first. He wanted me to play drums first to like learn rhythm and learn how to like keep time and everything like that. So I had to like learn how to play drums a little bit when I was like 10, 11 years old, a little bit towards 12. Then I wanted to play guitar finally, and then he hit me with another one and made me learn how to like practice on the keyboard first. So I had to learn a bunch of little random songs on the keyboard and exercises purely so he said I would like get better control of my fingers because it was easier than trying to like with guitar with strumming and hitting the fingers on the frets and everything at the same time. So I mean all this work, and I mean I was going to practice guitar and then I started playing guitar, and I mean I have a collection of like 9 guitars, but I've always like played drums in the background because guitar has been always like more frustrating and like harder, while the drums I kind of just hop on the drum set and I can have fun and just turn on the radio 96.9 or 98.5 or whatever's on that's good and just like play drums along with it. And so that's why drums were always just fun for me to have in the background. And then I met Robert at my job at Greenheck, and he was just a weird, outlandish dude, but I thought he was cool, so I started talking to him. And then I mean it took a while, but then eventually like we eked out of him that he was in a band, and then we got like the information out of him. We went to his first show. Well, not his first show, but like the first show of his that we went to was at the Cafe Colonial, I believe. And that's the one where I saw Flip Switch the first time. And then since then, I had just seen the shows a bunch of times. I really liked them. And then when Robert came to me, and because he knew I was playing drums, and asked me if I wanted to maybe play drums for Flip the Switch because Ed was going to be leaving. And that's basically when I got with Robert. And then, me and him went back and forth, and he sent me some songs. And I had to sit there and practice them and everything and send videos back until eventually I got, let to come over and start practicing with the band.
and he's just gotten so much better. Especially ska is a different style than obviously classic rock is what he was raised on and still listens to, of course. But no, James just came a long way. He knows even know how to do the ska beat. Where
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. That took me so many hours.
And my brother's been playing drums as long as I've been playing guitar, so over 20 years. He still can't do it. Ed, he's playing years, our last drummer. A lot of people just can't do it. And like I said, James has picked up a lot, and I've seen a huge difference in him. He's really good. Honored to have him a part of this. I just my only complaint, I like to tease him against the smoking. I tease him he's getting tired, when we play, and we fuck with him with that. During we do a last call.
I can always make it.
We do parodies.
I can make it the first whole set.
And just to fuck with. And then and then the second time we do the set, we do last call. We do the extended version for like 20 minutes or whatever, just to have fun, just to fuck with him. We're looking at him, he's just dying there playing, but we're in a way we're helping him out, getting his stamina and all that. But he's, like I said, he's came a long way. He's really good, and I'm honored to have James a part of this, and I hope he stays around. So please don't leave.
I'm not going anywhere.
Good.
Well, now we should talk about how Nick joined the band too, because that's also slightly relative to James's. Kind of, not really, but kind of.
All about the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, about
More
the
or
same
less,
time.
yeah. How I got into it is so one of the things I've been trying to do for the last couple of years is cosplaying, and just in case people don't know what that is, it's where you basically dress up as a character from comic books, movies, whatever it may be, and you costume play. So I go to local conventions, and I've more or less made a name for myself in the cosplay community, and I was dressing up as a video game called Sunset Overdrive, and I saw this couple walking around as Sunset Overdrive, and I wanted to take a picture with them. And so eventually we kind of just chatted a little bit, and we had mutual music taste, and that was Robert and his lovely wife. And we kind of become buddies online. He's like, hey, do you want to come out and see my bands like for a little bit? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so we start hanging out more and more out of like conventions, and I see Flip the Switch for the first time, which is actually my first live ska performance. Like, I like ska prior, but I've never gone and seen ska live. And that was such a treat. I can't remember what show that was, but it was awesome. And so after that, what is it? I think I had run across Rob, OG member, and at one of the conventions, and you had saw me as my regular kind of cosplay routine, which is punk rock Deadpool. And I think you had Robert reach out to me to try and come in and hype up a show for you guys. And it's kind of just history from there.
Yeah, I thought, because you were at the anime, I think, I don't know if it's Big Daddy or if it was my daughter. Somebody said they saw someone at the anime con.
Sac Anime.
Wearing Flip the Switch shirt. And I'm like, well, where? I want to find this person. I want to thank him. Yes. And I thought I ran into you, but I didn't think you had, I don't think you had the shirt on. I think I asked you, and you're like, no, I was wearing that earlier or something. But I think you were in your Deadpool. But I thought we talked about the idea, like, hey, well, let's talk about working together.
We might have
do something. So
yeah, and you guys had like a song involving comic book stuff, so that's when.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I absolutely love it. I think it's a lot of fun to be part of all of this, and we kind of promote each other sometimes, because I'll promote you guys a little bit on my social media things. I come out of that stuff here and there, but I try and promote Flip the Switch as much as I can on there with my cosplay and all the different little challenges I try and go through. And then there's a little bit of advertisement on Flip the Switch's side for what I'm trying to do, which is really cool. We're kind of just self-promoting each other through each other.
Sounds like a load of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We covered how Robert formed the band. We covered how Robert came into the band. James, Nick, Josh. I guess next is Danny and Anthony.
Danny.
Yeah. You still muted?
You go.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
Okay. So I got into the band by chance, I feel like. I went to a show that was at I believe it was Ace of Spades, and they were Flip the Switches opening up. I had heard that they were going to be there, so I was making sure I showed up for the full thing.
I think you're talking about Holy Diver.
Oh, the Holy Diver, that's right. And I got to see the whole set and everything, and get into the ska spirit and skanking around and everything, and it was really good. And I tracked down Rob just to say, hey, what's up? Because him and I have a history of playing in a band together a couple of years prior. So I just wanted to touch base with him on, just see what life was going on. And he just happened to say that it was the bass player's last show. And I was like, oh, well, that's lucky news for me, because I'm interested in playing. And so, some time went by, and he reached out to me and finally, set me up with the music and gave me things to learn. And, I've been working every day at it, and just really lucky to have the opportunity and the chance. So it's
pretty.
So if I could step in.
Yep.
Yep. Like he said, when I originally left Flip the Switch, and it was probably 2008, I think. Maybe no, I think it's probably 2009. When I stepped from the band, people weren't taking it serious, and this and that. I don't want to get into that. But when I stepped away from it, which was hard for me to do, but again, I wasn't on the same page as other people were at that time. And so I was like, okay, I still want to play ska. And so we started a band. I started the band with a guy named Ron from Team Karate Warehouse. Team Karate Warehouse was my favorite local band from Sacramento. They played kind of ska punk, and they had a dancer, looked like the Jack in the Box Jack, but punk rock with a fucking eye patch and a mohawk instead of the cone. It was super dope. And I was just like, this is fucking awesome. This is how a band should be. And so I knew Ron wasn't doing the music anymore. So I think he originally hit me up and just like, hey, you want to try to do a band? So we did, and we called it Punch the Clock. And it was hard to do. It was just, I don't know. I mean, I tried my best, but my heart will always be Flip the Switch. I mean, again, just everything starting the band, all the memories, experiences, and connections, just everything. It's just something you can't let go. But I tried, and I think that was one reason I eventually put an end to the Punch the Clock. It just didn't feel right. Especially Ron kind of bailed on doing the project. Like, we were getting serious about it, and then he just kind of, something happened with him. I don't know if he got engaged or something happened.
Yeah, I remember it was last minute that he had stopped showing.
Yeah, it was something like that. So we were trying to keep it going without him. Like, hey, you picked the name. I mean, I didn't like the name. I was kind of hurt from the whole thing, and like, it probably had a little bit to do with maybe my attitude. I don't know. I know Danny left the band. I remember something about, I would keep comparing the band to Flip the Switch, because again, we were up here, and like, we're starting out down here, and like, I'm not sure, Danny, if that's kind of what happened, but I remember he stepped away, and I think slowly after that, I stopped doing it, and then I basically took Flip the Switch back, because after I left the band, I think they did maybe 2 or 3 shows without me, and then they didn't do it. I guess they noticed it's hard work to do. And it's not just showing up places and play. So there's more things to it. But again, here we are, or here I am today with the band. But yeah, me and Danny go a long ways back. Never had hard feelings with him. Again, I understand, and he made the right move leaving before I left. But it was awesome to see him that night at the Holy Diver, and I'm just like, what a coincidence. Sam is leaving the band. I know this guy is amazing to play. Only downfall in the back of my mind is he was in 2 different bands, or one other band, a punk band at the time, or whatever. So, yeah, we got Danny on board now, and I can't wait to play our first show and have him experience that with us. So
which Holy Diver show was that you were there recently?
Who was the headliner? That was
that Mad Caddies, maybe?
Not the specials.
Was it the Mad Caddy show, or was it the Mustard Plug Toaster show?
The one that we talked, or because I think he was at one of the other ones too. No, I think Allie was there. Your wife was at one of the shows, and I was like, "Why the hell aren't you there?" I think you were watching the kids. The guys swapped one night, but I'm gonna. You don't remember, Danny, what show it was?
It was the Toasters Mustard Plug one.
Okay.
Oh, cool. The one this last February. That's awesome. Or yeah, last year's February.
Yeah.
That was an amazing show. That was definitely one of my all-time favorite ones that we've ever played.
Yeah, that was a good show. The whole lineup of all the bands that were there, and all the bands put on really good sets. So it was...
Yeah, they did. Shout out to Ants in My Eyes Johnson for being an amazing band to get everyone grooving. They are so cool. Made friends with them. They are some really awesome people.
Yeah, and like I said, it was just a chance thing that, it was Sam's last night, and I was there. I was like, man, it was perfect timing, I felt. So
again, I'm thanking God. Some coincidences aren't coincidences. So again, just I love the lineup we have, and it might just be 6 of us now, but hey, we're still sounding amazing. That's all I could say.
Did I miss anybody on this one?
Anthony never joined, correct?
Like
the call?
I don't think I've seen him so far.
Okay. Anthony was a part of Punch the Clock too, and then he went off to the Army, and then when I
the Army
when I was doing Flip the Switch again, like the whole time he would write to me or just tell me, hey man, I can't wait to come back and join the band. So it was just I was trying to give remember who was in at the time, but I just said, hey, I'm promising my buddy who went to school already knew Josh for a long time. So, but I was just telling everyone, hey, I've been promising my buddy Anthony, he's going to be a part of this band. Let's at least try him out, and it worked out. So I wish he was here today to talk, but yeah, kind of like Danny, I've played with him before, and I knew I could count on him, and I'm again blessed that he's a part of this now.
Yeah.
So we'll go to another question I managed to pull from a couple of the social media sites in advertising the stream. We got one from Robert asking, when will the new album come out?
Which Robert? Is that our Robert or a different Robert?
Whatever Robert you want.
I don't know if he was just.
I promised last year. I'm hoping this year.
We promised last year, and we promised the year before that, and we promised the year before that.
So it's going to be this year.
But the problem is, again, lineup changes. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm hoping I get a pack. Let's all do a fucking blood pact right here, virtually. Let's promise no one's leaving the band. Let's just get this album done, okay? So I think we've learned maybe
we've learned like
maybe
4
half,
songs off the album
right now.
Yeah.
Shit, that's it. Okay, I think there's gonna be at least 11 or 12 on the album. But
shit,
we have everything. Everything's all demoed out. We just have to actually get in and get recording with it. That's all. But everything's ready to go. We just have to make sure everybody knows everything. We have to get into a studio. We have to make sure we record it. We have to make sure that it gets mixed well. All that other kind of stuff. So we're at the ending stages of it. Well, sort of ending stages. Beginning the
album is done. It's just we need to learn it. That's just basically it's basically it. And again, with people leaving, then relearning the songs, it's just it's been tough, and it just hasn't been meant to be. But we're hoping this year, hopefully we get together next Sunday to practice. And I'm not sure if we have another new one on the list, but we're slowly trying to make that a goal.
Put it on
each practice or every other practice, here's another song. So we'll discuss that in our chat. Yeah, let's make it happen. But that was one thing I was talking to my brother. I said, I don't know if we should just go in there and record little by little, or should we just do like most bands, just record the whole album at once? I don't know. I mean, that's obviously open to discussion. I'm open with whatever. I'm thinking maybe if we did little by little, it wouldn't be so demanding, because I know recording is such a pain in the ass. I fucking absolutely hate recording. It's just a long process, long process. So it has nothing to do with me being lazy and hating the process, but it's just, again, with so many horns and so many tracks.
Right.
It's just,
yeah. Sorry. I'm interrupt you. To put my 2 cents.
Time.
Oh, what I was saying is, like, on this standpoint with horns and everything, if you put 2 songs on for a Sunday recording or something like that, instead of a whole album, you have a lot less pressure, and that's what it's all about. And like making the song, like going back to each tune when you go back, because everybody hates themselves when they hear them record. Like if I go to play a song and I'm like, oh, that's the most prettiest song I could ever play, and I go hear myself 10 minutes later, I like I'm on the verge of suicide in that case. Like it's just, I mean, that's just the way it is as a musician. But I mean, like, sorry, I know we haven't really.
Sounds like you're in the wrong key then.
Oh, sorry, let me pitch up a little bit. So here we are. But like that's what it is. Like, you want to go in and especially as a horn player, you get called in for gigs a lot of time. You get called in for recordings and stuff, and they're like, oh, like, this is what I want you to play. And I've been with Flip the Switch for 6 years now. I know probably all their songs but a couple, and it's about it doesn't matter if you know the songs. You got to make sure that you want to make those particular sounds correct. You want to make sure that the staccato is staccato and it's not a long note, or you want to make sure that the dynamic isn't too high in the volume compared to that's going to be a little bit. It takes a lot of time. So doing a song by song is if you're trying to get an album out quick, that's not the right approach to do it. But if it's something that's like, let's get an album out that's going to be, we have a time period of a pandemic, which is going on right now because, we haven't done, excuse my French, we haven't done shit for a fucking year because of all this. Instead of just sitting at home and not doing anything about it, or just writing songs with the quotation marks, it's about doing it correctly and doing something that's going to make people happy and it's going to make them be like, this is what I want to hear. I want to hear this at 8 a.m. in the morning when I'm on my way to work. that's what music is all about. In my standpoint is you want something, you want to take something from it, but also produce something out of it. It's the circle of life, and music doesn't have a good element in that. I don't believe on this earth. Like everybody is like, oh, I need to make $1 here and I need to make $1 there or whatever. It's all about producing something because you are in. It's something that makes you want to get produced. I mean, like, how do you guys get out of the bed in the morning? I mean, do you wake up and just be like, this is my routine. This is my normal routine. I, put the coffee pot on and I go take a shower and, jack off for 12 minutes and then go off and, make the bed or whatever, like it's about having it's all about having a cycle. But I know 98% Americans in this country, or fucking people in the world, the 7 billion people that we have in this world, when they drive to work, they don't fucking listen to themselves saying how shitty of a day they're going to have. They're going to put on music. They're going to put something on the music and that says, hey, this is how I'm going to start my day. And it doesn't matter if it's the same song that you listen 10 times in a row. It's something that makes your day better to make your life better, and that's where we are as musicians, to produce something that's going to make someone happy. I don't play trombone for fun. I do, but I play trombone to make people happy. I've been in the Marine Corps. I've played in front of thousands of people. I played in front of presidents. I played in front of general commanders. I played, and I lived in New Orleans for a year. Like I've done the time to realize that, and the number one answer is people listen to music to make them happy. That's what it's all about, making yourself happy and produce something that's going to make your life and other people's lives something that makes them want to go out and above and do what they are supposed to do. Everybody has a dream and everybody has a goal. And without music, you can't do that. Right. So, that's the way I think about it. And what we do here as especially as ska is dead. It's been dead for, almost 20 years now, and without the genre of ska, I wouldn't be the person who I am. And, the person next to me wouldn't feel the same way. People below me don't feel the same way. We all, we all do this because we love it. And we, that makes our life so much better. And, now I have less urge of going out and killing people because, they have a fire hydrant in their front yard. That's what it's all about. We all love, so that's where I'm at with it,
And that comes down to kind of just the time. We want to make sure we do it right. And so again, we're taking the time, we're getting more tighter, which is great. That's why I said this is just helping James too. Drums, he was more focused on guitar, and so this has just gotten him more focused to the study of the drums. And we are focusing right now, especially with the new members, to get more tighter. And then we're trying to build upon that with the new album. So, do I feel comfortable we could go in the studio and record these 4 or 5 new songs, or want to do one more practice to give you a correct answer on that? But it's just, we want to make sure we do the album right. And hopefully, again, the goal will be this year. So,
well, I'll be looking forward to that, because the music I've heard up to this point has been pretty fun. So,
sorry, I went a little bit off topic there, but that's generally what the music, in my eyes and my aspect of life, is to music as an element. That's what I believe in. So I'm sorry I went off topic there a little bit, but
no, it's
it all touches the tip somewhere,
Yeah, because I believe I've had The belief I've had so far, or I've been having for the last couple of years now, is that music, or what you break it down. What is music? Music is a form of art. Well, what is art? Art is supposed to be an expression. It's so just like anything else, you can express yourself in so many ways. You can draw, you can paint, you can for me, I've picked up voice acting. That's one way for me to start expressing myself in many other ways, as different characters I play as. It could be whatever. But it's
and it's like you paint too, because with the work that I used to be at, you'd come in, you'd buy a lot of the paint at the store.
Paint Warhammer,
and so
yeah.
So that's art, like what you're saying.
Yeah.
Art for musicians is the dynamics. Ska music is one of the genres that has a very big dynamic. It can go out of the 4/4 envelope, and you can go off rhythm. It's already off rhythm, but you can go off more rhythm. You can add in layers of horn section, a keyboard section. So the art form in music for us is the dynamics that ska brings. And that's, for me, the true essence of ska that I really enjoy is just the overall dynamics of each musician coming together as one song.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, you heard it here. Heard it here first. The album is priority number one. We're gonna get that done. We're gonna get it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll look forward to it. Just like I'm sure everybody that's listening, either now or in the future, will also be looking forward to it. And hopefully, when you guys actually manage to
I know,
get
but
that
they've been
tour.
hearing me say it for years that I promise, and yes, I feel terrible about that.
Yeah, so that's priority number one. Priority number two, get 1,000 followers on TikTok.
I keep saying we gotta have.
That's the goal for any entertainer.
You got TikTok?
I don't even have TikTok, so.
Oh my god!
Fill me in.
So I guess with that being said, I guess the last question I usually have for any of my guests is if you guys, any of you, would have any advice for anybody that's looking to get into music or trying to start, may already be proficient in playing whatever, but trying to start a band. Whatever the case, or it could even just be anything about life in general, if you guys have anything you want to say.
Just do it. Just play music and just book your own shows. It gets tough, but you got to do it. And if you keep going, it's awesome. And it's super fun. If you want to make it a career, you really got to put a lot of work into it. It's not just booking shows and having fun. You got to do a lot of work behind the scenes. Making connections and doing a bunch of stuff. If you are doing it just for fun, well, then just make sure you're good at what you do and go up there and have a good time and don't care what anyone thinks about it at the end of the day. And as long as you're happy with the end product, then that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
And I think that will drive you even more if you're happy with your product. Like I said, that's why I tried to help smaller, or bands who came to me, like I said, Lobster Rock and stuff. How do we get a show? When we first started, when Flip the Switch first started, asking bands if we can open for them or get a shot, we were turned down by everybody.
We're still turned down.
We had to. Yeah. Well, it's different.
Right.
Why I had to beg the teen center in Elk Grove, like I'm telling you, we can get kids in here. We can do this. We can make this happen. And they gave us a shot. The Elk Grove Teen Center gave us a shot when nobody else would. And once we start building a name, when other bands would come up to me with this question, hey, how'd you do it? How do we go about it? I was like, let me see what I can do. Let me hear you first. If you're decent, then yeah, we'll get you to open for us at Club Retro or something. My goal and still is I want to help out people because I remember that feeling of being turned down, and it sucks. And it's just, especially when you're, like I said, my goal was to bring ska back. There was no fucking ska in Sacramento. I think Filibuster and all them were like 98. So, in 2002, there was just, maybe Shakedown might have still been around, but they're more reggae. But it just, I had that drive. I said, I'm not taking no for an answer, and just that's why I would tell people if it's something you want to do, make it happen. We live in the land of opportunity, and that statement is 100% true.
Yeah.
So just work hard. You could anything's possible. Anything's possible, and of course with the right attitude.
Yeah.
But that's all I have to say about that. I don't know if anyone else has something to add.
Well, so for me, as somebody who's not part of the music side of it, but on the entertainment side of it,
bless your heart.
What was that?
I said bless your heart.
But so it's just kind of for anybody who's just trying to do music, entertainment, all this kind of this huge bracket of art. Basically, it's like voice acting art, music art. Well, as a cosplayer, as a content creator that I'm trying to be, it's kind of like what both Roberts have said, which is you go for it. If you have a excitement, energy, just passion for it, you do it, and you try and go for it. Within my last couple years of trying to do what I do, and I personally have depression, so sometimes there's a lot of times where I have all this energy to create content and try and push, and no matter how much I tell myself I want to do it, depression kicks in. And so my biggest honest tip probably would be is to have a good kind of support system behind you, having friends, partners, whatever it may be. My girlfriend's always pushing me to try and do whatever things. When Rob reached out to me to try and do things with Flip the Switch, there's been times where I get kind of just lacking on motivation in my own mind, but she's pushed me to continue to go to the shows and continue to hype up the band and everything. She continues to push me to do cosplay. She continues to push me to do Twitch and everything. And that goes 1,000 miles, just having that kind of support system. And even you guys, always being able to see you guys, just hearing what you guys have to say after every show when I'm up there hyping you guys up. That goes so far. So my biggest tip for any of it is just make sure you have a good support system right behind you, because sometimes your biggest enemy is going to be you, and 100%. So having people behind you it's going to help you a lot.
Yeah,
so that's kind of what I have to say.
No, I appreciate that, because I am not a person that deals with those kind of issues in my life. I've been happy to say that I've never had to deal with depression issues or anything like that. But
you have good self-motivation.
Right. But I've known so many people who have, and I never take that out, because everybody has a spot on this earth to feel happy and always have that in lives. And as an entertainer, and that's what we do, we entertain people, and we sing songs of lyrics that have the same meaning to us. And I've always dealt with people like that in bands that I've ever had. And the one thing is we are all in this together as music is something that all brings us together. It doesn't matter what's going on inside internally. When you listen to music and that turns you on, and it turns on someone else who doesn't have those issues, or who is lives on the other side of the moon, we all hear that at the same time, and we all get down together. And I think it's the coolest thing in the world, and having music that has brought us all together in that stance, especially in the time that we are in right now with this. We can't go out and enjoy these times together at all. We still listen to that music, and it still just brings us the joy and the happiness that we can all get together. And I think it's the coolest thing that we can have someone, be a part of this project and produce not the music, but the art that's around it. Having a hype man in a ska band, that's the hardest job of them all. You can play trombone for 20 plus years, and you can still get in front of people as a hype man and poop your pants, that's what we all bring our art together. It doesn't matter who you are and what you're good at or what you're not. We're all good at something. And when you click, it's like the Power Rangers, and you click all 5 or 6, together, and you make an element basically out of it. And that's what ska is, and that's what we are doing right now. We're creating that to the point that we are at in this point of life right now. Like, it doesn't matter what happens 10 seconds before or 10 seconds after. It's all about right now and what you do about it. And that's like the same point that I have to making people understand music and getting into it. It all sucks and it's all hard. Like, it was one of the hardest things for me. But there's a point of music, like I've been at a point where it's like, I hate this type of music, I hate this type of music, and I hate this type of music because I was bad at it on my instrument. So I just like cut those all out. But then like you listen to ska as like a 17-year-old, where like you're not listening to classical music, you're not listening to like John Coltrane jazz 1940s, you're not listening to that stuff. You're listening to like hardcore punk rock music that makes you want to tear everything up in your room. But you can still do that because music is doing that to you. And we all were at that spot in a certain spot in our lives where we have experienced all elements of types of music, and I'm sorry, I totally cut you off again there, but I was like, I understand that because we are all on the same level of what music is together. And ska is like a music that a lot of people just don't understand. And us as people who understand it, we kind of like, we're creating a new element to what like music is. Yeah. So that's it. Sorry. Go ahead.
I didn't have anything. I was clearing my throat.
Oh, okay. No. It was a good one.
I always got to make sure I drink enough water. Otherwise, it just starts, getting irritated.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm pretty parched myself right now. Rookie mistake. Well, we don't get
standing there too for this whole time.
So. It's all right.
If anybody else has any advice in terms of music or life in general, that would be a good time for it.
Danny, since you're the oldest, have any advice there, buddy? And since you've probably been in more bands than, well, probably not Josh, but maybe the rest of us.
You just got to stick with it. It's just that simple. It's simple to say, but yes, the dynamics of life make it a lot harder to put in that, dedicated time to practice, and so my music director would be so proud to know how much I quote him nowadays, but it's like, 30 minutes a day, that's all I try to put in. And most of the time I get, a couple hours because the time just goes by as I'm playing. So it's just that simple, just sticking to it. And, and the touch on base with what you like and what drives you, obviously stick with what you have the passion for. If you don't have the passion to play trombone, but you like the way the trumpet sounds or a saxophone sounds,
Hey. Just kidding. There's not trombone players in this world, so.
I learned how to play saxophone just so I can do the Pink Panther theme,
Good. That's good. Good. You guys are button pushers,
Yeah, I pushed the buttons on a trombone. Actually, they handed me a slide, and I said I played a valve instrument before, so they gave me a valve trombone.
Oh. Oh, I'm actually impressed, to be honest.
All right. Anybody else before I start wrapping up over here? Or...
I've got a question for you, Andrew.
Okay, shoot.
What historical figure would you fight in a Denny's parking lot?
God.
Oof.
That's a tough one. Jesus.
I got it. So Do you remember when Denny's would like have their seasonal like, you know, new pamphlets and stuff? And what was it? There was like the bacon like the bacon times when they made like smoothies into bacon smoothies. And
I fucking remember that. Yeah.
So, and then I think there's like I don't know, a strawberry or French toast one as well. And that's what I would want to see in a Denny's parking lot fight, would be the two different sections of like the bacon side of Denny's and like the strawberry side of Denny's. Like sweets, you know,
Truly historical figures.
This would make I would watch it on Sunday morning, you know.
You ask if it's somebody I would fight in a Denny's parking lot, or two people I would see fighting in a Denny's parking lot.
Sorry.
What historical figure would you fight in a Denny's parking lot?
Okay.
We know Josh's is a bacon smoothie.
I'm done.
Probably, honestly, I think my biggest answer in terms of any historical figure, probably good or bad, would be Jack Ruby.
Okay. Mine would probably be Stephen Hawking, because at least I would know that I'd win that fight.
Fuck.
Yeah, but he would tell you how you die.
He'll just brain you to death.
He'd be like, you'll die in
He can't punch me.
2089 from an asteroid attack on Earth.
He won't be able to punch me. I'll knock him out one hit.
You're forgetting one little easy factor about this. They would be so dumbstruck at what a Denny's is that we'd always win if it's a historical figure, right?
Oh, true. Breakfast 24/7?
It'd be called Fenny's in the future. That's what it would be called.
You're making me crave some kind of Denny's breakfast right now. Stop.
Time to go get a grand slamwich.
Denny's now sounds bomb.
Oh my god.
I had that for breakfast today. So
damn it,
fuck
lucky
y'all.
ass.
All right. No.
All right. So...
I always get coupons for like free delivery, so I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna holla at this, you know. So,
damn, kid, share your source with me. Jeez.
Wait,
I'm helping to keep
coupons?
jobs alive, you know. Shit.
Uh,
You know.
all right, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up with that one, because this has been a pretty fun discussion. Lots of fun ska discussion, music, and basically what drives us. And I think that's kind of the important part, especially now with the new year finally rounded the corner. A lot of people say it's a good chance for us to start new. I say it's more just it's just the next inevitable step. You can forget about yesterday, just look forward to today and plan for tomorrow, because things can always get better. You know, this whole thing that's going on right now with the pandemic will eventually end, sooner or later. Just make it to that point, and we can all probably go to a ska show together. Just skank our asses off like we've never done before. So, with that, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to join me on this and have this little discussion with me on this show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Of course. Thank you.
We got deep.
Thank you.
For sure.
For anybody that's listening to the live stream now, or maybe listening, well after it's done, you come back and find it later because, I don't know, you might have been out of town while this was happening. For all of you guys, if you want to check out their music, you can find them across Spotify, iTunes, and, what else was there? Because I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think we have some stuff on Bandcamp still.
Yeah. You can find their websites now in the chats as fliptheswitchmusic.com. It should have links to all their social media platforms and their music platforms. If you want to take a listen, follow them and connect with them. If you want to buy some merch, I've been told you should give them a direct message on Facebook. And they'll start working with you on that, see what they can do. Otherwise, they do play shows across Sacramento if you're in that area. I would highly recommend going to watch them because they play some fucking fun shows. So hopefully when that all gets going again, we can all go mosh like never before and throw back some beers.
Nice.
Yep. So thank you guys.
Amen to that. I like that idea.
Always a good idea. First time I've ever actually seen like a punk show was, I think it was the first. May not have been the first, but it was like 3-4 years ago. NoFX came and did the Punk and Drublic concert at the Papa Murphy's Park. Went to that, load of fun. Went to Sabroso, really good tacos, really good beer. Honestly, I think going to those festivals just kind of turned me into an IPA type of person.
Bless your heart.
Beyond that, it's just going to these shows has always been something I look forward to. So now I'm looking forward to more of this coming when the pandemic ends, and hopefully we can get that skank across Sac.
Dude, next goal of the year, man. Like,
no kidding. Well, I'm trying to figure out
that's a really cool idea.
I'm trying to figure out what we can call it, like Skankramento.
Yeah. Hey, I love it.
Oh wow! See,
that's perfect.
There we go.
But yeah, check out their website. It's in the chat. I'll make sure it's in the description as well. Check them out, you guys. I think you'll really love them. But with that, I think we're gonna call it here with this stream.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate you having us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining. So,
thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, no problem. So, check them out, and I'll be looking forward to the next one with you on Gab Hominem, and just looking forward to more music coming out in later this year. I'm absolutely certain it will happen. So, you guys all have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You have a good day too.
God bless, my friend.